Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Calcutta Races Winter Meeting, second day, Sunday, 7th January 2024. Race preview our Derby Day races. The first race of the afternoon is the Telegraph Cup for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Parker, who had a start, and what a start it was in race number 40, where Parker went over 1600 meters, was in second spot as they entered the home straight, then took charge into the last 200 meters and absolutely blew the field away. Won that race by a distance, beating Maktub into second. Celtic Harlequin, a start for Celtic Harlequin in race number 21, where it was very strongly fancied, went out as the favourite, was in third spot as they entered the home straight. When asked for an effort, did not really accelerate the way we would like to, but then Celtic Harlequin finished on fourth. The winner here was Burmese, who won that race by a widening margin of 6.5 lengths. Number 4, Amber Knight, looking for a hat-trick in Calcutta after a couple of back-to-back wins. First one in race number 43, went over 2000 meters, got the measure of Tiger Shark. Next start, the one we are looking at, is in race number 49, where it went over 1600 meters, was in second spot, then into the home straight. When asked, given the cue, Amber Knight absolutely pulverized the opposition, went on to win the race by 7.5 lengths. Finished on second was Maktub. Number 5 is Oh My Darling, also looking for a hat-trick is Oh My Darling. Couple of wins, win in race number 28, where it went over 1600 meters. She beat Amber Knight that day. In race number 52, Oh My Darling went over 1400 meters, was in second spot as they entered the home straight, then took charge and won that race by almost 5 lengths. Number 6 is Time. Time had a start in the monsoon season, where in race number 33, went over 1600 meters, was in fifth spot as they entered the home straight. When asked for an effort, Time did not really have anything to offer, was eased up and finished on last of 8 runners. The winner here was Sagittari, won that race by almost 3 lengths. We move on to the second event of the day, the JSK 1 Mile Cup for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. The first runner we are looking at is Pyrgos. Pyrgos had a start in this season, and what a start that was for Pyrgos. In race number 32, went over 1400 meters, was in fourth spot as they entered the home straight, then came up down the centre, took charge and won that race by a widening margin of 4.5 lengths, beating Rocketman into second. Number 2 is Dubai Dunes. Had a start in race number 9, where a little slowly out of the gates was Dubai Dunes. Was brushed up, then was in 7th spot as they entered the home straight, but the early exertions caught on with Dubai Dunes and fell back and eventually finished on 11th of 11 runners. The winner here was White Roses, who won that race by 2 3/4 of a length. Number 3 is Hellblazer. Hellblazer had 4 starts so far in this season. Couple of starts where it is finished on 4th. In race number 41, finished on 4th to Soul Music over 1200 meters. His last start, Hellblazer was in 6th spot. This was in race number 52. After being a little slowly out of the gates, Hellblazer was brushed up and eventually came out and finished on in the board in 4th spot. The winner here was Oh My Darling. Number 4 is Veneno. Veneno has had a couple of starts in this season. First up in race number 2, it finished on 5th to Rhapsody in Green. Then in race number 28, Veneno was in 4th spot as they entered the home straight. When asked for an effort, was accelerating, was not really gaining on the runaway leader, which was Oh My Darling, and eventually Veneno finished in a clustered finish, 4th. Number 5 is Tiger Shark. Has had 3 starts so far in Calcutta. In race number 2, it finished on 4th behind Rhapsody in Green. Then in race number 15, it went over 2000 meters, finished on 3rd to Whistleblower. In race number 42, it was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight. This was again over 2000 meters, was chasing the winner Amber Knight, but did not really make any inroads and finished on 2nd, almost 2.5 lengths behind the winner Amber Knight. Number 7 is Italian Gold. Couple of starts for Italian Gold in this season. First up in race number 12, it finished on 4th behind Jamaica. Next start, the one we are looking at, is in race number 20, where Italian Gold was in the front as they entered the home straight. Was finding something, but there was a late surge by Tropical Lady, and all Italian Gold was due was safe place money. Finished on 2nd, almost 2.25 lengths behind the winner. Number 8 is Redeemer Pledge. After coming down from Hyderabad, one start for Redeemer Pledge. This was in race number 26, where it was a little slowly out of the gates, was trailing the field, and eventually finished on 8th of 8 runners. The winner here was Jamaica, who win that race in a 3-way finish. We move on to the third race of the afternoon, the GSK1 Ultimate Dash Cup. For horses rated 1 to 26 to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. The first runner we are looking at is number 1 Asterisk. This was in race number 26, where Asterisk was in 6th spot at the end of the home straight, made up a placing and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Jamaica, who won that race in a 3-way photo. Number 2 is Primo Victoria, earlier known as Almaraz. The start we are looking at is from race number 25, where it was in 4th spot at the end of the home straight, made up a placing and eventually finished on 3rd, almost 2.5 lengths behind the winner, which was Tender Heart. Number 3 is Tika. Couple of placed efforts for Tika in this season. In race number 25, it finished on 2nd to Tender Heart, and race number 44 was in 2nd spot and chased down Almas all through the field. And we also had number 4 Elite, who was in 3rd spot. Then when asked for an effort, Elite dropped back slightly and eventually finished on 4th. The winner was Almas, who won that race by almost 3 parts of a length. Number 7 is Lightning Charlie. Lightning Charlie has had quite a few starts in this season. In its last start, Lightning Charlie was a little slowly out of the gate. This was in race number 121, where Lightning Charlie was in 8th spot at the end of the home straight. Did not make any further improvement into the race. Finished on tailed off last in 8th spot. The winner here was Dubai Bay. We move on to the fourth race of the afternoon, the Sunrise Song Handicap Division 1 for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. Couple of runners we are looking at: number 3 Extravagant Star, number 8 Power Racer. Extravagant Star, this was in the Guineas, the 2000 Guineas, where Extravagant Star was in 4th spot and eventually finished on 4th. Number 8 Power Racer, who took the turn in 6th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 5th. The winner here was Destroyer, who made every poster winning one. Number 4 Trebia. The start we're looking at is from race number 32, where Trebia was on a start to finish mission into the last 200 meters, started to run out of gas and eventually surrendered the lead and finished on 3rd. The winner here was Pyrgos, who took charge into the last 100 meters and won that race by 4.25 lengths. Three runners went up against each other: number 5 Tender Heart, number 7 Helios, and number 9 Sun God. Tender Heart, who was a winner in earlier start in race number 25, where she beat Tika. Here, Tender Heart was in 9th spot as she entered the home straight, then made up some placing and eventually finished on 5th. Helios, who was in 8th spot as they entered the home straight, stayed on in 8th, and number 9 Sun God, who took the turn in 7th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 6th. The winner here was Oh My Darling, who won that race by a neat 5 lengths. Number 6 is Flamingo Road. Couple of starts for Flamingo Road so far in this season. First up in race number 33, it finished on 7th behind UV over 1100 meters. In its Next start, Flamingo Road took the turn in third spot and stayed on in third in a bunch finish and finished on third to Soul Music, who won that by a very close margin by a nose. We move on to the fifth race of the afternoon, the Sunrise Song Handicap Division 2 for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. We have three runners which went up against each other. Number 2, Mr. Perfect, number 6, Soul Music, and number 7, Magnite. This was in race number 41, where Mr. Perfect was in a start to finish mission, then dropped back and finished on 5th. Number 6, Soul Music, who came up with a run on the wide outset and got that race in a very close finish. Number 7, Magnite, who was in second spot at the end of the home straight, but then started to gradually drop back and eventually finished on 6th. Number 3, Lord Lucifer. This was from the monsoon season where Lord Lucifer had 3 starts. In race number 11, finished on 2nd. This race we are looking at is from race number 29 where Lord Lucifer took the turn at 5th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 4th in a bunch finish. The winner, Dance Along, had won that race by almost 5 lengths. Number 4 is Almas. Almas was the on-money favourite for race number 44, where Almas was slowly out of the gates, was trading the field and eventually came up with a rocket-like run towards the inside and won that race. The other runner in this race was horse number 8, Miso. Miso was in 7th spot, came up with a late dash towards the inside and filled up the frame and finished on 3rd. Number 5 is Cosmic Cowboy. Couple of starts for Cosmic Cowboy. First up in race number 1, finished on 2nd to Tropical Lady. Then again went on a start to finish mission, and this was in race number 47 where Cosmic Cowboy went to 1100 meters. Was hanging on, but then there was a late surge by Swift Lady and eventually Cosmic Cowboy had to settle for 3rd spot. Number 9 is Shea, who was scheduled to start in one of the races but was withdrawn at the gate. This run we are looking at is from the previous winter season, I should say. Race number 157 where Shea was in a forward position as they entered the home straight. Then was a late cavalry charge and eventually Shea had to settle for 5th spot. The winner here was Dream Station. We move on to the 6th race of the afternoon, the Trafalgar Cup for horses rated 81 and above, rated 61 to 86, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. We had 4 runners went up against each other. This was in race number 37. The winner was Time and Tide. This was Time and Tide 3rd victory, 2nd victory on the Calcutta track. Number 2, Golden Oaks, who was in 4th spot, eventually dropped back and finished on 5th. Number 4 was True Marshall. True Marshall was in 2nd spot and stayed on in 2nd. And number 5 was Vijay Falcon, who was in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight and eventually finished on 3rd on the wide outside. Number 6 is Monfortino. The start from the current season in race number 5 where Monfortino was in a forward position as they entered the home straight. Then started to drop back gradually and eventually finished on 4th. The winner here was Delphini, who won that race by 3 1/4 lengths. Number 7, Siege Perilous. This start is from the current season in race number 46 where Siege Perilous was in 8th spot at the end of the home straight. Then made up a placing and eventually finished on 7th. The winner here was Snowfall, who won the race in a very close finish in the shadows of the post. Number 8 is Gazino. Couple of starts for Gazino. First up in race number 27, finished on 3rd to Etosha. In a last start, Gazino took the turn in 5th spot. This was in race number 42 over 1200 meters and stayed on in 5th. The winner here was Rodrigo, who made every post a winning one. We move on to the feature race of the season, the JSK1 Calcutta Derby Stakes 2023-2024 Grade 1 for Indian horses 4-year-old only, to be run over a distance of 2,400 meters. We are looking at the Guinea, where three runners take on each other again. Destroyer, who destroyed them in the Guineas, won that race on a start-to-finish mission. Hornbill, who finished on second to Destroyer, cut into the margin but could only finish on second. Ramiel, who was in second spot, was overtaken by Hornbill into the late stages of the race, and eventually Ramiel finished on third. Number 4, See the Sun. This was from Bombay current season in race number 17, where See the Sun went on a start-to-finish mission, was given a breather, eventually kicked away from the field and won that race, pairing half a length at the winning post to Geographic. Five is Long Lease, winner of our 1000 guineas, the Oaks, the Mount of Suraj Naidu. Long Lease, this was in the Oaks, where she went in front as the 600 meters marker and never looked back, won that race by 2 3/4 of a length, beating Zuma into second. So that's your lineup for the JSK1 Calcutta Derby Stakes 2023-2024 Grade 1. We move on to the 8th and last race of the day, the JSK1 Live Sports Gaming Cup for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First runner we are looking at is number 1, All Time Legend. This was in race number 56, where All Time Legend was in the 5th spot as they entered the home straight, then dropped back slightly and eventually finished on 6th of 7 runners. The winner here was Black Coffee, who won that race by a widening margin of 5 lengths. Couple of runners, number 3 Devuska, number 9 Regency Gold. Devuska, this was in race number 21, where was in 5th spot as she entered the home straight, gradually started to improve towards the inside and eventually finished on in the place, finished on 3rd. And the other runner was number 9 Regency Gold, who was in front as they entered the home straight, tried to drop back and eventually finished on 5th, a close 5th. Nevertheless, the winner here was Burmese. Number 4 is Jamaica. Jamaica is a horse looking for a hat trick. Won in race number 12, beating UV. Again took on UV and this time won the race by a close margin of short head on the winning post. Number 5 is Dubai Star. Dubai Star, this star is from the current season in race number 30, where it went over 2000 meters, was in 4th spot, made up a placing and eventually finished on 3rd of 4 runners. The winner here was Kiefer, who won that race by a length and a half. Number 6 is Eastside. This was in race number 54, where Eastside was in 5th spot, was running like a rocket into the last 200 meters, but the run petered out and eventually Eastside finished on in the money but in 3rd spot. The winner here was Power of Thea, who made every poster of winning one and held on very narrowly. Lastly, number 8, UV, the ever-consistent UV. This was in race number 33. After knocking on the doors for a while, UV finally came good, went on a start-to-finish mission and won that race very easily, beating Swift's Lady, who has subsequently won. That's all the runners for the day. Best of luck and see you at the races for the Calcutta Derby Day.